Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to another episode of the Fair Income Podcast. If you want to start a business or even elevate your business, this episode is just for you. We had Ibrahim joining us on the couch today, aka the Yogurt Man, building a business in one of the hardest industries in the world, which is dairy products. We spoke a lot about the art of taking risks, taking action. We spoke about being a master of making mistakes to get the life you really want. So many stories in this episode. Honestly, Ibrahim is an admirable person to be around. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode just as much as we did. Let's get into it.
Entrepreneurship, to achieve something. Then working in a 9-to-5 job, you're realizing it's not really fun. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the people I work with. But I think my spirit, my personality is always looking for something new, looking for some sort of excitement. And I think I'm a person that has a lot of passion with whatever I do. And I think that's the key thing to probably as a successful character. I think the starting point is passion. Then certain things come underneath. But I think you got to have your passion. When you do something, you have to have the passion for it.
If like your team's not doing well and then there's like bad morale in the environment, can affect sales. If someone's not doing enough, then it can affect the other aspects. It can make your job harder.
That's right.
Because you're looking at things from different angles.
If the team's working well, they can come up with good things, good solutions.
That's true.
It's all about problem solving. So there's always problems. There's always issues. Every day there's some sort of issue.
Yeah, facts.
Some sort of problem that you need to solve. And if the team's working well, they can problem solve the issue very, very quickly.
Yeah, it can be.
But if there's a bad apple, that can be like a virus.
That's what I mean, the disease.
It can be disease, and it can go to the next person, and it push the morale down, and you don't want that. You try and stop that.
And the longer it lingers, the worse it is as well.
That's right. Yeah. See what you have to do to get that business going. So financially, look at what you need. What funds do you need? So nothing's cheap. Yeah. So if you have to do a business, look at all the rules, regulations, do a bit of research. Look at your customer base. Look at your competition. And if you're serious and if you're confident, just take the leap, take the step. If you need to have support, if you need to, borrow money or something, I'm not sure. Just take the step. Take action. If you don't take the action to achieve it, you'll never know anyway.
To have conversations to kind of flow into it. So we're actually recording right now.
Oh, we're okay. That's good.
We can see how it goes, inshallah, with what you want to keep in or not. But to start off the episode, what we do with most of our guests is we ask some rapid fire questions just so people get a quick context of who you are and kind of understand what type of person you are. So if you don't mind, we'll go through that.
Sure.
We'll start it off. The first one we want to ask is one networking tip everyone should know.
One networking tip.
Yeah.
Everyone should just keep networking. I mean, network for everyone. Don't ever look at someone as, he won't be useful or no need to talk to them. Just keep talking, keep networking. And you just never know what you'll learn or what you learn from anyone, what tip you get from anyone.
Yeah, that's a good one. We've tried to do that as well over the years with the podcast, definitely. Trying to always meet new people and that.
Always. You'd be surprised what you learn from anyone. You can, from a janitor to a big CEO, you learn something. So just keep networking, keep talking.
Be open-minded.
Be open-minded, that's it.
Okay. What's your coffee order?
Flat white.
Flat white.
Oh,
always flat white.
My guy.
Yeah.
No sugar?
No sugar. Depending on my diet regime, could be skim milk or could be full cream milk, depending on how I'm going.
Depends on your mood as well, yeah?
On my mood. But usually it's flat white.
Is this a strong one or no?
It used to be strong, but now I've cut down. Or Turkish coffee.
Ask him what he cut down to. He told me before.
What'd you cut down to?
3 a day.
You were at 3 coffees a day?
No, it was more.
He cut down to 3.
I cut down to 3.
He's my people.
Yeah, he's the exact same.
I think guess what it is, it's the flat white in him,
Yeah.
Before it's 5, 6, but then you have trouble sleeping, your brain doesn't stop.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
I never struggled to sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah, my one was more so, how do I say it? In the moment, I wasn't I was productive, but I was counterproductive in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, let's just say you were talking, I'm hearing you, but I'm not really listening just because I'm just on the go.
Yeah.
I'm here, but I'm not there.
Well, now I realize that I'm doing more exercise.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
Like cardio and that.
It wears it off.
I feel like it's like a coffee boost.
Yeah.
Before it was like, get out of bed, coffee, and let's just stay awake. Now it's like, let's get out of bed, exercise. It feels like you get the pump anyway.
Correct.
And then a bit of caffeine after that keeps you going much longer.
Facts, yeah. Because also the caffeine, what it does to you a little bit, personal experience, subjective, is it gives you like this little edge. You're on the edge all the time. And then when you combine that with the exercise, that wears it off. So it's like it counterbalances it in a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
But Yeah, I was around 7. Cut it down
7?
to, yeah.
Oh,
And then also the other part was, I'll tell you where my addiction started. I'm coming out on camera today.
yeah.
But I get chronic migraines a lot and headaches. Yeah. So the only thing that used to help with my headaches and migraines was having more coffee. So I ended up getting in this like endless cycle. I already love coffee,
Dangerous.
but coffee also helps get rid of my headaches, which I usually get once
That's
a day.
interesting.
Yeah, it does. And then
Did you look into that to why? Or
It does help sometimes, yeah.
I think it's because you know how when you get a headache, you feel like your head's thumping and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something about how your blood vessels are like constricting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're dilating, and then coffee is a vasoconstrictor. You know, so it closes that up. So then that thumping sort of goes away. It's similar to effect to like if you were to wrap your head when you get a headache.
Wow.
You know, you sort of suppresses that feeling. You know, and I'm like, bro, my theory is actually correct. You know, I know this. Anyway, then
I was actually the opposite.
what was it?
In the end, if I had too much coffee, I'd start getting a headache.
You
I
start getting-
realized that towards the end of the day, if I hit 5, the 6th one would give me a headache.
Do you know why that might be?
Why?
The water
that-
intake.
Water
Yeah.
intake,
Yeah,
maybe.
because also coffee dehydrates you
That's
a lot.
right.
Got to balance it out.
Gets your kidneys just flushing out that fluid constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
So then that's the downside to it. But we're not doing a coffee episode today.
Yeah,
We can
exactly.
definitely go in, you know?
We learn a lot about coffee just then. But Ibrahim, welcome to the podcast
Thank
officially.
you. Thank you for the invite and thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
We really appreciate the time, you making time for us. We wanted to break down from the early days of what they call you the yogurt man. Where did it all start? Was this a family, generational business? How did it all begin?
How did it all begin? So my grandfather used to tell me stories about great dairy products he used to have in Turkey. So, he used to talk about the delicious yogurts, delicious cheeses that they used to have. And he goes, so it's always missing in this country. I mean, even though they were imported in, he'd say, we need more yogurts and cheeses. And one of the places he'd visit was the Sahara Plateau, which is in the Black Sea. So our brand's called Sahara, but everyone thinks it's from the desert.
Okay.
But it's actually from Sahara Plateau in the Black Sea. It's a small little region in the northern part of Turkey. So it pretty much later on in life, and then we realized there was a gap in the market. Like there wasn't, we needed better yogurts, better cheeses, and that's how the business formed, to be honest. It was a bit of an omen to my grandfather, and we called it Sahara. So that's how we started.
So when was the moment where you could actually think, I can make something out of this, and the first step that kind of helped you take action towards making something happen?
Well, I'm pretty outgoing anyway, so I like risk. I think risk has never deterred me. So we just thought, okay, let's go, let's try it. I knew nothing about milk, nothing about dairy. It's just a bit of a blind way of getting into business, I suppose. I don't know if it's a smart way.
Yeah.
I can't say it's a smart way, but it's,
The rewards.
probably just went head straight into it.
Yeah.
So we started, and now I know anything about milk, anything about dairy,
You're the go-to guy.
molecules, proteins,
Yeah.
fats. You name it, I can talk about it now. So once you're in the business, you'll learn.
So what age did you take this risk?
I would have been, it was 2007, I think. So I would have been about 33. I had other businesses before.
Okay.
So this was probably my third or fourth business I had. I would have been about 33 that I dived into this.
So what was fueling like that risk at that time, to go down the entrepreneurship, like, because you're already in business at that time,
Yeah.
was it the business mind that you always had, or you just trying to take a hard left, try to do something completely different?
I think it's a mixture of everything. So I had like relatives, uncles and aunties who were always in business,
Yeah.
who I suppose was a good example for me,
Yeah.
especially my auntie. She was a very successful businesswoman. And then I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. I like the risk. I like calculated risks. Sometimes I like uncalculated risks and just try something new.
Yeah.
And I think I'm still like that. I don't know if I've got ADHD or not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always want to try something new, try and add new products. I just got to keep trying. I have to keep moving. That's just the way I am.
You can't just say focused on one thing completely. Yeah.
No, I can't focus on. I think that's one of my downfalls. I just can't seem to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
So I can focus on multiple things. I mean, I can focus on this, get it going,
Yeah.
and then set up a team, and then try and focus on to the next project.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what were those other businesses that you're doing before?
I had multimedia business,
Yeah.
and I had a couple of car washes before that.
Yeah.
Worked in the family's travel agency business, migration business as well.
Mhm.
So always involved in something like that. Always trying.
What I find interesting about the yoga business mostly is that when you're starting the business, I don't know if you're thinking the same thing, but there's already plenty of brands out there. And then you think to yourself like, oh, does my brand even have space to compete in this market? How were your thoughts in the early days of that? Just thinking about competition or even getting enough customers early days?
When I first got into it, I thought, oh my God, why did I get into this bloody business for? You don't realize, but dairy manufacturing is probably one of the hardest manufacturing businesses to have, because milk,
Expires.
it expires. It's got a very short shelf life. It's got if you don't keep it cold, you've got microbiological damages you can do to the product. It can be risky. So I thought to myself, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But you just keep trying and you keep moving. That's it.
And there's a lot of steps it takes from getting from the farm to the shelf as well. It's not just like you create a product and you can have like a CAD system or something.
Exactly. So it's a very controlled system.
Mm.
So from the moment it's milked
Yeah.
to the moment it's made, it's all rules and regulations, and you have to make it safe for people to eat. So, I mean, my first thought was, why'd I get into it? But then once you've passed that, then it's the branding side.
Yeah.
You realize there's a lot of brands. You realize how they get market share. But you look at gaps. You look at what's missing. You look at what the consumer wants from you. That's the most important part. You might think an idea is great, but if the consumer doesn't want it, it's not going to sell. So you just keep trying. You just keep changing. And that's what we've done. We just kept on. We made products. We just kept on changing and trying to see what people like. And in the end, you find that, I suppose, sweet spot that the consumer wants. So that's how we succeed with our yogurts, our yogurt drinks especially, our Ayran. It's become very popular. It took us a long time to get the recipe right. We just kept on trying. We just kept on researching. I even bought people from overseas who have been in the industry for a long time to teach us. So you just keep at it.
So when you're talking about keep on trying and going back and forth with people from overseas and that, how long are these periods? So like getting the right product of what you're satisfied with.
It can take a long time. So even though you're selling, can take years.
Wow.
It can take years. So we were around. I mean, so we had been around for 3-4 years, or maybe even 5 years now, to be honest, before people started taking notice of us. Until we got certain things right, because it is a learning process. Until we got the recipe right, until we got the marketing right, until we got the brand right, it took us a little while. And being a new company, like a baby, it takes time to learn certain things.
In your early days, did you go through that typical route of primary school, high school, and then I guess working for someone in the workforce?
Yes.
And then, did you go through that route?
Yeah. I so done my primary school in Dandenong. So I'm a southeast boy originally.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Dandenong. So done my primary school in Dandenong North, Dandenong High School, then Monash Uni. Then I worked at the ATO.
Okay.
So I was a public servant as well. So while I had my businesses, I was a public servant at the same time.
Okay. So the business came after the ATO?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was involved in a family business, and then worked at the ATO.
Yeah.
Great job to have, but I realized I'm not a public servant guy.
It's not for you.
Not for me. I need excitement. So I have businesses on the side.
Correct. Yeah. The reason I asked that question is because you know how they often say some people are like the 9-to-5 people who go down the typical trajectory, and then you've got your 5 to 9s. The people that are, I guess, self-independent. They can operate on their own. They want to have their own business because owning a business is not for everyone.
No.
You know?
No, 100%. It's not for everyone.
So it leads to that
You have to
question.
be ready for the hard yards.
Correct. And those hard yards are like unknown. No one can teach you or prepare you for it until you're getting into it. You can probably speak about it better than I can later on. But the question being, so what triggered that drive other than the fact that you wanted to take a risk? Was it getting insights of running the family business from a young age? Was it being in the workforce and realizing, hey, no, this is not how I want my life to be structured?
Oh, as I said before, it's probably a mixture of things. So I think seeing my family business, that sort of inspired me. So it started lighting up the flame inside me for entrepreneurship, to achieve something. Then working in a 9-to-5 job, you're realizing it's not really for, there's nothing wrong with it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the people I work with. But I think my spirit, my personality, is always looking for something new, looking for some sort of excitement.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a person that has a lot of passion.
Nice.
With whatever I do. And I think that's the key thing to probably, as a successful character, I think the starting point is passion. Then certain things come underneath, but I think you got to have your passion. When you do something, you have to have the passion for it.
Correct.
That could be anything though. You can have a passion for sports, you can have a passion for dancing, you can have a passion for writing, whatever. But it's that I'm a very passionate person. When I do something, I like to give my 110%. And I think that's where it just comes out of.
I find it amazing with how you just have your belief with certain businesses. Like you have your car wash, and then you have the yogurt, and then just because I think a lot of people, we go through things about like belief of thinking a business can actually be successful because you overanalyze the market, you overanalyze your so-called competitors, and I think there's a bit of a blessing that it seems to you for you not to have, where it's like you're not overanalyzing everything. You seem to just go straight in, take the risk.
Look, you can analyze. I always say this to people: analyze all you want, do a business plan all you want. It never works out. Never. I've never seen a business plan work out. You have to change. If you write a business plan down and you think you're going to stick to it, you're kidding yourself. You have to be able to change. Have to be able to come up with new things. I think that's the key. Some people think, okay, I've got the plan, I'll just stick to it. Nah. Not, especially not in this day and age. Not with this much technology, not with this much communication, not with this much, just reaching somewhere is so easy now.
Correct.
I can say something and someone from the other side of the world can now watch me that second.
Yeah, within a second.
So you have to be able to change. So I think that's the key. You just keep changing to what you need to do.
Yeah, I found one thing I admire a lot about your businesses I've seen online is because, of course, with your generation, similar to my parents, just the idea of adapting and trying new things. You guys are actually very active online, and we still see a lot of businesses in the community where they're not as active online. They're more face to face, and they have their face to face customers. Whereas you guys are expanding on both.
Yes.
How's it been on that journey? Just putting yourself in front of the camera, making like a brand of yourself. The yogurt man, making it a thing.
For me, hard.
Yeah.
So I was never the face of the company. I didn't really want to be. But we do have a face of the company. So we have Sahara Fresh with Mr. Smiley.
Yeah.
So that's a part of our business. Lovely guy. Everyone loves him. But I never wanted to be there. But somehow I got myself into here thanks to our social media marketing team. They were adamant. And that's how I got into it, actually. I was pushed into it.
Pushed into it. Yeah.
I was pushed into it. So, but you have to be, as I said, you have to change. So you have to be one-on-one with customers. So we have a sales team that goes and visits customers, or I go and visit customers myself. You have to have an online presence. You have to have, now I think for any business, you have to have a social media presence just to get it out there. Not everyone looks at social media. That's where you need the one-on-one too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you need to be able to balance yourself out.
You need to be able to do both.
You need to be able to do both. That's the key thing.
And social media's changed the game now. Like the reach you can have, the networking, going back to the networking side of things, it's changed the game completely, you know, to the point where like now even businesses and brands often like even prioritize the digital aspect more than that, the how do I say that, brick and mortar, that personal aspect to it.
That's right. Yeah.
Because your reach is endless at that point, you know.
It's endless. You can reach the whole world. That's the scary part.
Facts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, probably the prime example would be Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gone crazy.
Exploded here.
It exploded like in majority of the world. It exploded, and pistachio sales. There was a shortage of pistachios because of a Dubai chocolate. Like that's amazing, and that's the power of social media.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think as businesses realize this, I mean, who knows what's going to be viral or who knows what's going to be popular? You don't know,
Yeah.
but you try.
Yeah. Correct.
And if it becomes viral, if it becomes popular, and if it's a positive side to your brand,
Yeah. It's a win-win.
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you find that in terms of like a relationship with the art of trying new things for yourself? Like you said, putting yourself behind the camera, but also other things in the business, trying new things you're not comfortable with, or something you've never tried in your life and doing for the first time. How has it been that journey?
Look, that journey is always about learning. So you try new things to learn and make mistakes. To be honest, it's all about making mistakes. So as a company, we're always trying new products. We're always trying new ways of doing things. But you learn by making mistakes. And I think the more mistakes you do, the more new products and more new adventures you do, I suppose.
Did you have mentorship along this way as well, along this journey? Because car wash, communications,
Mentorship. I didn't have mentorship per training.
yeah,
I shouldn't say, but I've had people I've looked up to.
yeah,
Or as I said, in my networking adventures, like
Yeah.
if I go out networking and I'm talking to someone, or even you, like,
yeah, no,
I just try and learn something off you. You know, what have you done? How's your life, or what do you do? It could be anything. It could be business wise, health wise, just anything. So my mentorship has been just trying to learn off everyone.
You've been open-minded, yeah.
Open-minded, yeah.
You said you looked up to people. Who are some people you've looked up to?
So in my family, I looked up to my auntie, Ada, who's passed away, rest her soul.
Allah yarhamha.
But she was an amazing character. She was a businesswoman. She was strong. She was out there. She was 5'0" nothing, but people were scared of her. Like she was a inspiration to all of us. I think she's the person I looked up to most.
Did she run that family business that you worked for initially?
Yeah,
Was that her?
Yeah, she did.
Nice.
So, entrepreneur side, I probably looked at her for inspiration, and I looked at other people in our community who had been successful business people. Like we've got Ibrahim, who's the owner of Sleepcraft, and we've got Ali Karimi, who's the owner of they're the owner of Acrylium now. Like these are good friends of mine, but I grew up watching these guys. Somehow we became friends as well.
Correct.
You just look at people and see who you can, and of course the famous business people. You read their stories, from Steve Jobs to Bill Gates, Elon Musk. You just look at ways and see what they've done and how they've achieved. But even sports people,
Yeah.
I think sports people have got good stories.
Yeah.
Just their discipline alone and what they go through. It's like Michael Jordan, and when you listen to him and how many times he practiced just to get something right. Even that's inspirational. So
Because you're going to need a lot of discipline in entrepreneurship and business.
I just think you need discipline in life.
That is true.
And if you're going to be an entrepreneur or anything, you need to be disciplined.
yeah.
There's no anything.
Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves. If you're not disciplined, you're not going to be successful in anything.
Yeah. Facts. You need discipline every
You
single day.
you need discipline.
That's
You do.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, you need discipline.
So what does discipline look like in business though? Especially, and I ask this question because business is not, every day isn't the same, Today is not the same as tomorrow. Something else, there could be a problem that comes up. There could be something amazing that happens, But there's this level, I'm sure, you have to maintain throughout and plus if you're the owner, you got to sort of steer that ship. There's people depending on you.
Well, that's what the discipline is actually. It's getting up and making sure that you're there and you're following your business. You're looking at new ways of doing things. It's just making sure you're there and you're moving along. I think that's what discipline is.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people can get caught up maybe. Now I'm a business owner, I need to relax a bit. There's no relaxing. You always got to be on top of it. You always got to be watching what you're doing, making sure your team is right. So it depends. If you want to grow your business, you got to have the team. And you have to make sure that your team is right and ready to grow with you as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure how else to explain that.
No.
I like how you said there's no relaxing. Because
Yeah.
I've grown up with my parents in business since early age, and seeing them grow over time with the business and how long it takes.
Yeah.
And obviously, they don't just work 9 to 5 hours; they literally work like 9 to 9, if not longer.
No, you don't stop.
Yeah, I can imagine. How's your lifestyle been with business, like running multiple businesses? Or
It hasn't been easy. It's been challenging, but if you're up for the challenge, disciplined, yeah, it's fine. I think the first stages of a business is growing it. That's when you put in the most effort. Like you're working in the job. So yeah, maybe I should start with that. So when you're first starting off, you're always working in the job, making sure the systems are right. So making sure the product is right, making sure the branding is right. So you're making the product, you're distributing the product, you're delivering the product, everything. So when I first started, I was in the production. I was in the accounting side. I was then doing deliveries. Then I was doing the sales. I was doing everything that the business had to do. I was working in the business. And then once you get slowly, you set up the team and people are working with you, then you slowly start pulling out, and then you're working. You're working to set up the business.
Correct.
You're not working in it, but you're networking and you're growing the business out of it. So that's the most important part.
Like from a managerial side of things.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. And then you give that reins of, it's the art of delegation.
Yeah. Well, you have to. I mean, if you want to take it to the next level, you have to be able to delegate, but make sure that the team is right.
Yeah.
Make sure the people underneath you is right. So that's the main thing. But you're working in it, and you can always keep working in it, but then you might go to a certain point, and you might not be able to take it to the next level. So then it's all up to what the individual wants to do. But you're working long hours no matter what.
yeah,
Even
guaranteed.
if you're not, like, I haven't been in production for years. I'm not going to lie. So I haven't gone to production for the last 10 years. But am I working less? No, I'm probably working just as much, but just differently.
From a different angle, though.
Different angles. So I'm working with the marketing team. I'm working with the production team. Sure. I'm networking. I think my biggest thing is networking. I'm working with the CFO, constantly on expenses. I'm working with everyone. So I walk into the office and I don't stop. So it's just you're working but differently.
Yeah, facts.
And then you go home and you're working on the phone.
Yeah, that's true. And just as bad you go to sleep, you're thinking about it still.
Thinking about something, or you wake up, you're about to go to bed, something pops into your mind.
Yeah, correct.
Sometimes I have, I used to have pen and paper, but now I don't. I've got my notes on my phone, so I could take a note down and say.
But you're always using it, yeah.
You're always, you wake up. I think that's one of my biggest problems. If I wake up, I don't sleep.
Yeah.
So
same.
Don't wake me up.
Yeah.
Well, because once I wake up, my mind's like, a Formula One car. It goes in overdrive. I'm already thinking about my day, or something about marketing pops up, or something happens, and then I'll call up Bulash. I'll write, this is for marketing. What do you think about this saying? And then, something happens.
But there's beauty in the chaos. I think that's a big blessing to have that in your life, even though it sounds crazy to explain to some people if they don't relate to you.
Yeah.
But it's actually, there's a lot of beauty in it.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
course, and what it gives you, the opportunities, creating
Look,
ideas.
there is a lot of beauty. As I said, it's. I mean, the rewards are great, but if you have to be up for the challenge. If you're not, and I always say, there's no harm in 9 to 5 job. And I think right now in social media, especially, there's a lot of wrong messages going out there to young kids as well about, it's easy, you just get up and do it. It's like false hype to me.
Yeah, talking a 9 to 5 down.
You're talking 9 to 5. To me, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I think having a job and working properly in your job is just a success story in itself. So I'll look at myself back when I worked at the ATO, and I enjoyed the job. I thought it was successful for me going there, trying my best. I took unpaid leave there and they kept my seat. So that shows something. So I was actually doing something right for them to keep my seat for that amount of time. thinking I'll be coming back to things. So even that's a success story. So I don't like the false hype about business. But if you've got the personality and you think you can do it, go for it.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. I'll tell you now.
So you know how Ali was saying...
It's like sports stars, A guy doesn't become successful in sports because he's thrown a hoop or kicked the ball once.
Yeah.
You kicked it 1,000 times to get that right.
That's true.
While you're sitting down on the couch, he's kicking until he gets it perfectly. So this is the nothing's easy. Be athletic. If you're not,
that's true.
Be comfortable.
And that same person's thinking about it a million. It's on his head. Like he looks at a ball and he just thinks, okay, what can I do today? He sees that. It's like it's on his mind, consuming him consistently as well.
That's right.
Like from there's no off switch to it, And that relates into the next question about the chaos. Yeah, you said earlier on, I think I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And obviously, the whole business world, there is no sort of there's structure to it. If you make structure out of it, yeah. But there can be a lot of organized chaos. Yeah?
That's right.
How did you manage that, and how do you do well with organizing?
So, I think one of my personal traits is I can see when I need someone in that position.
Nice. Okay.
So as the business is growing, and then you think, okay, 6 months down the track, I'm going to need that person in this position because it's getting out of hand. Otherwise, I'm going to lose control. I've got too much work on hand anyway. So I'm able to foresee that and hire someone to go into that position. But the problem is, so that's the first part. The problem is then, is that person the right person? That's when the biggest downfall. Sometimes you're too nice as a business owner and that wrong person is in that position for too long. That can cause a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's a cruel thing to say, but if the person's not right in their position, you have to change it. You got to keep changing. Otherwise, it can cause damage to your business as well.
Correct. Yeah. For the business's interest.
Yeah. And this comes with time and learning.
Yeah.
Right. So
making big decisions.
Yeah, business is teamwork. You're only as good as your staff, to be honest.
That's true.
I think the most important part in business is your staff. Having a good work culture, having a good team. And that's why I like team sports. All right.
Nice.
But like we were having a conversation before, in team sports, you can actually underperform and get away with it. In business, this can happen too. So you got someone there that's acting like he's performing, but really, the guy next to him is probably performing, doing most of the work, and he's just sitting around doing nothing.
Correct.
That's when you, as a business owner, have to be able to see that. It can be very hard, though.
Yeah.
If you're a small size, or if you're a certain size, you're very one-on-one with people at that stage. Just how do you act? How do you communicate to them? What do you do? And I think that's one of the most nerve-wracking situations for a business owner. Some people are strong characters; they don't care. They might just get out of my business.
Yeah.
Correct.
Me, I'm not like that. I'm a bit too much intertwined and
For the people.
hands-on, and it can get a bit more complicated. Yeah.
Correct.
So tell us, how do you cultivate your culture and with leadership? Because we have our podcasters, or we have a team, alhamdulillah, with the brothers, obviously, but us on the couch, we want to instill that standard. And also I have my own run club, so I'm trying to instill my own standard onto other people. The leadership starts with us. We want to know what works with you so we can take some on.
It's just about trying to have the right leadership team that then resonates down, and I think that's a good way to progress.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that the guys that are at the top are probably good leaders that influence the people that are underneath them. So that's the only way you can do it, to be honest. So I try and be a good leader to my managers, and then I try and teach my managers to be good leaders to the people that work underneath them.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's the only way you can.
Because it can have a strong effect on it, from so many different angles. If your team's not doing well, and then there's bad morale in the environment, it can affect sales. If someone's not doing enough, then it can affect the other aspects. It can make your job harder.
That's right.
Because you're looking at things from different angles.
If the team's working well, they can come up with good things, good solutions.
That's true.
It's all about problem solving. So there's always problems. There's always issues. Every day there's some sort of issue,
Yeah, facts.
some sort of problem that you need to solve. And if the team's working well, they can problem solve the issue very, very quickly.
Yeah, it can be.
But if there's a bad apple, that can be like a virus.
That's what I mean. The disease.
It can be disease, and it can go to the next person, and it can push the morale down. And you don't want that. You know, you try and stop that.
And the longer it lingers, the worse it is as well.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. And that's when you have to be able to pick out that person and say,
Hey,
I think you need to move on. But
Yeah, to make those hard conversations
sometimes those hard
happen.
conversations can be pretty hard, or just seeing it sometimes, because if you're too busy, just noticing it can be very hard.
what's the hardest lesson you had to learn during your business experience?
I have no idea, to be honest. There's a lot of hard lessons on them. The hardest lesson?
Because I can imagine because as you said, being for the people, you know, and then having those two sort of person, you can be hard when you need to be, and then you can be understanding. I can see how that can be a very, very hard thing, you know, I mean, just to fire someone, for example, or have that tough conversation
Yeah.
sort of with them.
I think the hardest, I'm at lesson, but there's a lot of hard aspects to it, but building the right team can be hard. So getting the right people in your team and having the same passion that you have, that's hard to instill, but I think if you can get a work culture in there, it's pretty good. So I'm not too sure. Everything's hard. I don't know. Everything's a learning lesson. So you make mistakes, making the product right.
Yeah.
Learning
But
that.
is there a lesson that sticks out to you though? Like, you know, there's like you have a lesson every single day, you know what I mean? And that's true. But then there's also, like, for example, like during school, you think of one thing you remember, like during when, like I used to play back basketball or jiu-jitsu or something like that. I can think of some things that stand out to me, like as a lesson, you know, as a sore thumb, you know. Maybe is it in a moment where there was doubt within the business, is it actually going to grow, like in the early first 5 years, you know?
There's always doubt. There's always been doubt there. You know, at the start, you think, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But as I said, if you keep persevering, you just find ways. It's finding solutions. I think I'd say picking the right team. I think that's the most important. I wouldn't say it's probably hardest picking the right team.
Correct, yeah.
Constantly changing, be able to change. That's about it. Other things is there's always it's a learning process. You might think you'll know everything, but you don't.
You don't, yeah.
You've got it all written down on paper. You've got the plan. It doesn't work out.
Doesn't, yeah.
Because we start off making a cheese. Now that cheese we don't make. So the business has taken a completely different turn to that.
What happened to the cheese?
We just stopped making it because it wasn't selling as much.
It wasn't, yeah,
It
correct.
just wasn't that popular.
But that opened up another door, the yogurts.
Well,
and that,
you
yeah?
had to keep searching. So, the yogurts we were getting made, someone else was making it for us.
Yeah.
We were given that recipe. My aim was never to make yogurt, to be honest. I just wanted to make a couple of products, and the rest was meant to be made for us. Then I realized our quality standards weren't being met, and that's when we took production into our own hands, and we started making our own yogurts, and that's when the business grew. When we made the right products to our standards, I should say that.
You've got to be able to pivot.
Yeah,
You know?
you have to be able to pivot. So it's interesting. So we were making this cheese, but this is what I mean. You got to be ready for changes. You think you're going to go in this direction, but life might take you into that direction. That's what the consumers asked for. The consumers wanted these products, so we changed our way and we went for those products.
I used to listen to this podcast called, it was like the success stories. Can't even remember. It's by NPR. And they used to interview a lot of like successful, like ultra successful business people, like founders of Airbnb, Amazon. One of my favorite episodes was with Canva. She was an Australian girl, you know, grew up in Western Australia.
Very successful.
Very
successful.
You know, and what's the guy's name? Guy Raz, I think it was. At the end of each podcast, he used to ask one question where he goes, how much of your success do you attribute to hard work, and how much do you attribute to like luck? I want to pose that question to you.
Well, people say I'm pretty lucky, but I think you make your own luck. I believe that you make your own luck. Always do. So, hard work, I'd say 70 to 80%. 80% would be hard work. Has to be. You work hard. I'm not just saying physically.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mentally as well. You're always working. You just don't stop. You're persevering.
Facts, yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah, that's it's funny.
but the thing is, the more you persevere,
Yeah,
the more you try, I think you make your own luck. Luck comes to you then.
that's true.
You know, I don't know, is it the law of attraction? Is it praying to God? You know, it happens. I think the more you try, the more you think. In the end, you find a solution. Luck really is a solution.
Yeah.
So what you're really doing is you're finding a solution. People say, "Hey, you're lucky." Really?
Yeah.
I think I sort of, my perseverance made that luck.
True.
And I think I always thought the key to success was having passion first and then having perseverance. And a new study on success showed that passion and perseverance is what is needed as a character first to go on to be successful. And that's called grit. So I think you've got the grit, you just keep moving. That's it.
It's funny. That was a common theme that used to come up in all those podcasts, the perseverance aspect of it. And something that you said earlier in the episode where it was in relation to the networking question, open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because there was this concept that was said, it's like, let's just say there was $1 that was left on the floor there or something like that, and then you're just like walking by, and I guess as an entrepreneur, as a business person, what ends up happening if you're constantly like persevering and you're thinking about it and it's consuming you and you're open-minded at the same time, I'm not just going to go to Ibrahim, for example, because I know he has a successful business, you know what I mean? I might go to Ahmed because I don't know what his qualities and stuff are. That sort of analogy ties in with like the $1 coin or $100,000, let's just say, that's lying down there, but it's hidden under some sort of rock or it's covered under some sort of mud, like that business person, that entrepreneur will do whatever it takes, regardless of the struggles or whatnot, to sort of find that $100,000, or at least he'll be open-minded to the point where he has that perception of it, he can see it.
Yeah.
And maybe the person who's like doesn't care for it and doesn't have that like.
Well, you have to be able to see it. You have to have the aim or goal.
Yeah.
At least you have to know what you're aiming for.
Correct.
Or what you want with your business. I always knew what I wanted to do for my business. Just how do I get there? Or how do I get to that point? All right, try and get to that point. You change, but it's like you said, it's there. It's underneath the mud. You just got to find a way to get to it, or find solutions to get to it. That's the whole key.
And it's a matter of time, hey?
Yeah, it's a matter of time. I think some people are very good at it.
Yeah,
they get there quicker. Like some people are just naturally talented. I think they're naturally talented entrepreneurs. You just get there much more quicker. They're more witty, they're more faster, they're more smarter. Hopefully they're good.
Yeah.
You come across as one of those.
I'm one of those ones that do a lot of. I learn from mistakes. I have to. I have to do the mistake first before I get to
You
the
touch
next
the
level.
fire.
Yeah, I got to touch the fire. Go, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's hot.
Part of my language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. It's hot.
It's
But that's
hot.
a great
so
skill.
I'm not as fast, but I've got perseverance. I don't stop. That's my thing.
Yeah. But that's an admirable quality as well, because people often look at, the analogy of touching the fire, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's two ways you can look at it. The person who touches the fire and they gets burnt, two reactions. One is, hey, fire is dangerous,
Yeah.
Let me run away. I'm never going to touch maybe anything that seems hot.
Yeah.
Then the other person is like, okay, maybe I should have, let me think through a little bit. Let me learn from it, Some people, their mistakes sort of scare them away from doing anything or taking risk ever again,
I'm a master of mistakes.
Yeah.
I
Master.
love that.
But that's what you have to learn from. That's what teaches you
Facts,
in
yeah.
life. If you don't make the mistakes, I'm not afraid of making mistakes. And I'll be the first one to say, I've made a mistake. It's my fault. This is the solution to it. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
And I think you have to make mistakes to learn. Otherwise, you're not learning. If if everything's hunky-dory, you're not really learning. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. But if there's a mistake happening, you think, okay, hold on, I've got to change. Or, okay, I've got to find a solution to this. Or something has to be done a different way. So never be afraid of doing mistakes.
Is that making a mistake or accepting you've made a mistake?
Both.
Like,
I mean, sometimes you might not, so you do something,
yeah,
you might not know it's a mistake until someone tells you.
that's true.
This is not really going to work out. Really? I thought it was good. No, this is what happened. Okay.
The
I'll
acceptance.
change it. Do it this way then.
That's true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes people they think if they do a mistake, they're going to be ridiculed. They're going to be, you know, oh, you stuffed up or it's your fault. No, it's nothing like that. Did you learn? What did you learn? Okay, just A did not match B. What do you have to do next time?
Mm-hmm.
What's the C? How do you solve the problem?
Mm.
And you keep moving.
Hmm.
So as I said, I'm the master of mistakes. I've done a lot of products that didn't work out. We've done a lot of branding that didn't work out. We've done a lot of marketing that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you just keep learning. You say, okay, that's not working. Let's find something else.
Yeah, that's admirable. It's definitely something we've learned as well doing a podcast over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously now looking in hindsight of the mistakes we've done in the past
Yeah.
and taking them on, accepting and moving forward. It's definitely something still hard that I think a lot of people who've been listening now deal with on a daily basis, accepting the truth, accepting the mistakes we make in order to move forward.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say another thing that I admire a lot from speaking to you and just meeting you from today is how much you take care of your physical health and looking at prioritizing longevity. Because I assume, and I do advocate, physical health makes a big difference in all aspects, and you're living it by
Thank you.
obviously working many businesses over the years, and you're many years ahead of us, but then you're still looking very healthy till this day. How do you find physical health and how important it is to the success of your business as well?
Oh, physical health is definitely it's the core. You have to be physically healthy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running a business, your mind and your body has to be physically healthy. Just there's no ifs or buts. So I made the mistake when I first started the business. I gave my 100%. I gave my 120% to this business, and for 15, 18 years, I virtually wasn't looking after my health. I was just focused on business and the business growth and family. So, but and when you got young kids as well, you sort of forget about yourself. You got young kids, you got a young business, and I realized my health was deteriorating. I thought I can't. And when your health's deteriorating, you're not thinking clearly either.
Mm.
Physically, you're tired. Mentally, your thoughts ain't clear. Like you're just not there. And then I thought to myself, all right, it's time to get healthy and get back into the cardio, get back into the gym, and I find it more mentally. I find that I think clearer. I make more sane decisions, and I make more on the spot decisions.
Yeah.
And I find that I'm more happier. Like when you have to deteriorate, you can be a bit more. I don't know. I think more aggressive. I think you get more aggressive because you're just not as healthy and your body's getting more tired.
More stress.
And you can't handle stress properly. But when you're healthier, I find that I can handle stress better.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't affect my body as much.
Do you do well with stress often?
I do very well with stress. I do well. I think I do well.
Yeah, that's a trade of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you have to do.
you
You have to do well. I don't show it. Maybe a lot of
Yeah.
people probably don't see it. If there's a high stress, in the end, it does come out.
Different ways, yeah.
It comes out of your body somewhere. Either your gut or your back or something happens. But
That's true.
as I said, if you keep healthy, you just your mind and your body is great. So I suppose I'm part of the 4 a.m. club. I get up early and I go to the gym.
Nice.
And I just started boxing, so I go and do some boxing. Maybe join you in jiu-jitsu soon.
Nice.
So it's just keeping active, keeping the body active, keeping the mind active, and then and I've got friends that are younger than me,
Yeah.
And I find having friends that are younger, it keeps you more healthy.
Like me.
Like you, that's right. It keeps you more healthy because they're motivated, they're young, they want to do stuff. I don't want to sit down with, I don't want to be that guy that sits down and in my, I'm 50 now, say in my 50s and 60s and go, oh, I've got a sore back and I go see the doctor for this.
True.
I don't want to be that guy. I want to be
What if I
motivated.
told you there's people our age group saying stuff like that? You're talking about people like around your age group, but there's people really in our 20s talking about our back, our hips.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine like the power of environment
That's right.
of who you hang out with.
Exactly. Well, I think the biggest problem now, especially with probably people your age, is there's too much gaming happening.
Yeah, facts, yeah.
Too much gaming and too much, I think, iPads. So, and you're always sitting down. And that was one of my biggest problems. So after I stopped working physically, I was always sitting down. And then I felt sitting down is worse.
Yeah, it is.
The thing is, I have more back pains. And you think, okay, how do I come over this? And that's where the physical activities and exercising comes into it.
Sitting down is the worst. Like I was sick recently, like 2 weeks ago. I got hit with that flu that was going around. That was bad.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been bedridden. I was telling Ali this yesterday. I hadn't been bedridden in like God knows how long. Yeah. But I was forced, and I'm similar to you in the sense that like if I wake up, my brain just does not shut off. I can't go back to sleep,
That's right.
Unless it's like late into the night. It's something I've been actually working on, like even like into the night sleep, because that has a like follow-on effect with like recovery and like whatnot. But then one thing that I learned also from that, there was blessings in terms of, your body has like a right over you in the sense that it deserves rest, But then the hardest part was the fact that when you're in such a routine and then you're forced to stop, it's hard to like get back on your feet, It's not hard per se, but it takes more like grit and whatnot, And I realized it's like the blessings is always keeping in the motion, and it's
right.
like similar to like Ali when he does running. Like a recent analogy that I heard is like if you're aiming towards something and then let's just say you're running similar to running and you're averaging like, let's just say a 5 kilometer pace, don't go and just stop. Okay. Maybe like lower it down to like a 6 kilometer pace, a 7 kilometer pace. Maybe just start walking or jogging, but keep that sort of like motion going on,
That's right.
Because once you stop, it has that like heavy follow-on effect.
That's right. It does. I think, especially at my age, if you've got friends that are motivating you for physical health, like exercising, that's one of the most important part.
Yeah.
Having friends that are the same mindset as you, like that really motivates you. So when you're by yourself, you might cheat. See, the cheat happens opposite, I think. In this.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's
when you're by
interesting.
yourself, you wake up in the morning. My mates ain't coming today. Should I go? They're sleeping. I'm going to sleep too.
Yeah, true.
Okay. But if you're all doing it together and you're motivated, it's wonderful.
That's true.
And so we're a group of mates that go and do it.
Yeah.
So
This the 4 a.m. club. Yeah. Do you actually mean that as in like you're part of?
usually, I shouldn't say 4 a.m. Let's say I'm up by 4:30.
Yeah, that's 4 a.m.
Still
really
Give it to you. He's honest, man. I don't blame him,
Yeah.
What's the blessings you've seen in sort of, because there's a book, an orange one here, the 5 a.m. club,
Yeah.
What's the blessings you've seen in like the early mornings or starting your days early,
Oh, the
Is
blessings.
there a reason like you do it?
Well, I'm more energized.
Okay.
So I get out there. So I think the body gets used to it as well. So when you get up early and the first thing you do is exercise, I think your body your mind and your body is just different.
Yeah.
You're more energized. You're more focused. You're more driven. I'm just thinking clearer, working harder. So
Are you taking a nap during the day?
I don't, but I do go. I try and get to bed. I do try and get to bed early, unless
You're networking.
unless I'm networking like last night before.
Yeah.
But
What's early though?
about 10, 9:30, 10.
Okay, that's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And,
Actually, that's early to me. Yeah.
yeah. But then if I'm networked, but then your body gets used to it. So, like last night, I was invited to a function. I got home about 12:30, bed 1. But again, I was up at 5:30.
Wow.
Mashallah.
No alarm. It's not good.
No alarm?
No alarm. I should be sleeping, but my body just wakes up because you're used to that time.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if I had slept a bit more, it would have been better for me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. From a recovery point of perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Speaking about rest being very important, yeah.
But I wanted to say something
Yeah,
else.
go
So, so after all these years of not exercising, so my body actually, when I first started going back to the gym and doing runnings and doing more cardio work, my body actually gave out. So I ripped my tendon here. I ripped my shoulder
Wow.
because my body just, for 15 to 18 years, I've done nothing. So I've just been working and working and working. And the doctor said, you have to stop, or you just, or you got to take it easy. I said, doctor, just patch it up and then we'll keep moving on.
Do your job.
Do your job and let's just keep moving on. So, but then, because you were saying, then it's just bit by bit. Even though I injured myself, and then it was slowly I had to get back into it. And then I think this is where my character comes out. So I didn't want to stop. I've started, and I didn't want the injury to stop me. So we just step by step, I just got back into it, and now it's pretty much all back to normal.
Wow.
So I think if you just keep trying, as I said, I'm probably mentioning it too much, but if you just keep on persevere towards your goal and you stick to it, in the end you find a solution to it.
That's true. And have a goal.
Even your body reacts to it. So, as I said, it's been a bit of a journey, my thing, but my physical health part of my journey. But I just didn't give up. I just had to keep moving on because I've got that goal.
And it affects your mental as well.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
it will have a toll on affecting your mental and other parts of your life. Speaking about the mental, that is where I wanted to relate it to, yeah? Having a goal or a vision, as you said before, is like the most important thing alongside the perseverance, It's that whole why and how, I don't know why it left me for a second. Yeah, so with the vision, how important is focus? Like not losing sight of that, having distractions.
That's very important.
Yeah, and how's it played out in your experience in business?
Well, it's been one of the key parts. You just don't. You've got the vision. You know what you're aiming for.
Yeah,
it's just how do you get there now, and you just keep chipping away at it. So that's and you always focus at that vision, and then you add on to it maybe you reach that vision, and what else can you do with it?
Do you believe a person can be focused on multiple visions or goalposts?
Well, I think you can. So I mean, we've got now multiple divisions in our business, but then that was always in my vision. So I've got multiple divisions, but it was always in the vision that I envisioned. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That's a bar.
Yeah.
I'll start rapping now.
So, so I think you can. Look, you might reach your goals sooner than you expect. So I've got friends who have goals, who had visions, and they reached much quicker than I did. And they've just added onto it now, and they're focusing because the business is moving. So it's all maybe it's all luck in the end.
That's true. Yeah, but let's just say, could you see yourself, let's say early in your career when you're starting out the business, still focusing on the communications business and the other business that you had there all at the same time?
You probably could have, but then it wouldn't have worked out.
It wouldn't have worked out.
No, it wouldn't have worked out. I don't think it's too different. So, and dairy industry is just too time consuming. It takes a lot of your time. There's just way too many angles at start to look at.
Yeah, the reason why I asked the question about focus and stuff is because obviously going back to the phone communication technology nowadays, the biggest inhibitor of success, I believe personally, is the fact that there's too much information out there. Distractions. Yeah, I can learn how to start a podcast one day, then let's just say a milk business one day, then I can learn how to be a social media marketer. And it's okay, cool. It's I can see myself doing this. I can see myself doing this.
Yeah, but how real is the information you're being fed to? That's the problem.
Correct. You don't know.
Yeah.
Until you try it. Then can you try all four of those things at the same time?
No.
So you're in technically a constant state of distraction.
I always say focus on what you want to do first. If you've got a vision and a goal or business plan in mind or a health plan in mind, just focus on that first. Aim for that. And if you're making roadways and you're achieving, or you've achieved it, then you can probably look at add-ons, or like people try and get me into other businesses. Like I say, that's not me. Why would I get into that business? It's got nothing to do with me. Like
That's true.
into the building game or something like that, or car parts. Or I'm thinking, what's that got to do with me? But if I've come to a point in my life where I can now do add-ons to my business. Some that probably complements it. So besides the dairy, we also have a pastry factory where we make pastries like Ozedemir and Sahara böreks, which are like spring rolls. Lahmacun. Yeah, we've got lahmacuns happening.
Yeah,
but
Turks.
But it's like an add-on to my business because I make the cheese anyway.
Correct.
So I can supply the cheese into that business. So and then we've got the retail outlet. So I can supply into my retail outlets, and so I try and I do add-ons to the business that complements my business.
Correct. Yeah.
But would I get into anything else? I don't really know.
No crypto. No, I'm joking.
Crypto. I mean, look, that's investing. It's different.
Yeah.
It is different.
If you think okay, you obviously if you're making money, you got the money, then you invest in maybe properties,
True.
and shares and crypto. Crypto, I'm not too sure. I think it'll make a lot of people rich quick, but I think it can make you
true.
it can make you lose money quick as well.
So if you were to sell the dairy business tomorrow, what else would you do business-wise?
Not dairy.
You want to go back to dairy?
No, I want to go back in dairy.
I love that.
So would there be like a second option, second passion in your head?
Crypto.
What would I do?
Selling
Actually,
courses?
I've never thought about it, but you know what? I'll probably do something with food again.
Okay.
I love food.
Like bakery or...
Bakery. Look, I mean, everyone does technology, and I think technology is great. That's where the true big entrepreneurs come out of technology. But technology can boom for 10 years, and next thing you know, you can be obsolete in 15 years, So, but I think food, I'm a bit old-fashioned in the sense, everyone's got to eat. So you might not make the riches that the technology boom will have on you, like AI right now. So who's got an AI company right now is like NVIDIA is going crazy. But I think food, people always got to eat. I think if you can reinvent yourself in food always, you'll constantly have a good business happening.
Yeah. I'd love to give a scenario for you just so people can kind of get an idea of, kids listening from this episode, obviously living in this generation, because maybe some people might say, oh, he's from a different generation. He lived a different life. I can't relate. If you were, let's say 21 in this day and age, today's world, and you had a big business idea, but then you're not really working at the job you want to, what steps would you take towards that business idea and, so-called dream life?
Dream life?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a dream life for you, but just take steps. See what you have to do to get that business going. So financially, look at what you need. What funds do you need? So nothing's cheap.
Yeah.
So if you have to do a business, look at all the rules, regulations, do a bit of research, look at your customer base, look at your competition. And if you're serious and if you're confident, just take the leap, take the step. If you need to have support, if you need to, borrow money or something, I'm not sure, just take the step. Take action. If you don't take the action to achieve it, you'll never know anyway. So, but try and minimize risk as well, So each stage is a bit different.
Yeah, finding that harmony.
It's all about taking action. That's all it is. So, I mean, I can just go by what I experienced. So, right or wrong, I'm not too sure. But I just took action. I looked at it. I looked at what the market was, and I just took action according to that. So, I mean, my first couple of businesses were pretty bad. It was pretty. I didn't lose money, but it was just shocking. But that was my learning process. I always say, take action. If you don't succeed and you don't lose too much money, at least you've learned something.
Yeah, it's true. I think we're too scared.
And then the next option, at least you can be more successful.
Mm.
But some people are naturals in business. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Some people are natural. They take action and they're good at it. They know what they're doing, and they succeed straight away.
Mm.
So it's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing I'd say. Just take action,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid of a mistake.
I think in today's world, where too many of us are scared to take action and trying new things because we're too scared of how we're going to be perceived when we do fail, where it's going to be like, oh, this guy failed, like Ali failed, like, and then how they're going to think. But it's honestly
but
admirable to hear.
If you look at most entrepreneurs, they've all failed,
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
but you never hear about the failure. So you only hear about the success story because that's all people want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear about the success stories. What did you succeed? How did you make it? That's all great.
That's true.
But if all the entrepreneurs you talk to, in the end, they've got some sort of a setback or a story where they failed. So never be afraid of making a mistake or failing, as long as you can keep moving. If you can't keep moving, if it's going to be a drastic ending to you, just don't get into it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where the foresight comes into play.
That's right.
Foresight comes into play. Away from business for a second.
Yeah.
Have you travelled much?
Yes.
Favorite place you travelled to,
I've travelled
other than Istanbul or Ankara?
I've travelled
good you
to
said
about 60 countries.
60.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I had a lot.
Yeah. I've
I
been
thought
to-
Ashraf had a lot.
I'm at 29. I thought that was a lot.
traveled to about 60 countries.
And your favorite country you've been to, and why?
Besides Turkey?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Besides, yeah.
I don't have a per se favorite country, but I like countries for all their
Yep.
own character traits.
Okay.
You know, like I love Japan.
Nice.
I
Wow.
thought that was a good cultural experience.
Have you been China? You have.
China, I just been to China recently. Love China as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I like everywhere. Can I say? I can't really
No,
say.
you can't. You can't.
That's too
I can't
politically
really
correct.
say I haven't really enjoyed everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I love Switzerland
Okay. Mm-hmm.
for its mountains, the rain. It was just amazing there.
Yeah.
Mm.
How they kept nature, how they've the nature's just perfect. It's intact, and they've built their trains and things, but without ever destroying.
Yeah, preserving it.
Yeah, they've preserved it very very nicely.
Yeah.
Recently went to Philippines. I was shocked.
okay.
Loved it there.
Nice.
Loved the people. Loved the weather. Loved the food.
So you're avid traveller then, yeah?
Yeah, avid traveler. Even the US, like some parts of the US, I liked.
Mashallah.
I don't really have one per se.
Yeah.
Would you?
I like Paris. Strangely enough, a lot of
Really?
people don't like Paris.
Did you
What's
fall in love over there?
I didn't fall in love over there. No, I fell in love in
Istanbul.
in Izmir.
Okay.
Mashallah.
I love it.
But I liked actually one of my favorite cities to visit. Occasionally is Paris.
Paris, yeah.
What, the bakeries, the food?
The food, I just like that cafe restaurant culture where
Yeah.
they're just facing this way. Everyone's
Aesthetics.
facing out. You know, the
correct.
street. You just eat the foods there. I actually like it. I think Paris would probably be one of my, besides Istanbul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paris is a city I can constantly visit. I should
Yeah.
say
Okay. And
constantly.
would you have an underrated country or city?
That's a good
Like
one.
some-
I've got an overrated one, but I'm not going to mention it.
What?
Just
Yeah,
in case
go for it.
I offend someone.
I think, okay, yeah.
I've got an overrated city, which
We can bleep it out.
I thought London was very overrated.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I get the reasoning.
We're very similar as well, though.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
we're very similar, but I just thought it's just overrated. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing
correct.
special.
Nothing
There
special.
is
Yeah.
It's the people that make.
Besides the football, I suppose. Nothing.
Yeah,
I
the
just
football.
I just didn't find anything special about it.
There isn't the UK other than the Queen, but she died as well. But so
Yeah.
it's gone. But still.
God.
And then another thing I really wanted to ask you was, if you're a reader, is there a book that you'd recommend?
I've read a lot of books. Actually, I was an avid reader. When I first started business, and before that, I was an avid reader. Now I don't have time to read. I don't read as much, but I listen to Audible.
Oh yeah, nice.
So it's more when I'm
Podcast as well.
podcasts as well, and it's more when I'm like walking or doing exercise. I have the Audible on, and or driving a car. I listen to it more. I think if you're starting off, there's a lot of good
And
books.
it doesn't have to be business, psychology, behavior.
Look,
Just don't give me fantasy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some of the books I read when I was younger.
Okay.
that probably got me more motivated. So there was Think and Grow Rich
Yep.
by Dale Carnegie. There was Rich Dad Poor Dad by
Robert.
Kiyosaki. I mean, these are all standard books, but they're actually very good. Awaken the Giant Within,
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. I thought that book was
That's
actually
a big book.
That's a big book. I read that from A to Z. That was probably one of the books that got my mind mentally, got me thinking better.
Opening
Opening it up. Yeah, it was actually a very good book. There was a few other books, but now I've got a mental block and I can't remember them.
Yeah.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, Dale Carnegie.
There's plenty at the back if you don't have any.
Have a look. Oh, yeah, you got Anthony Robbins there too. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's nice. Did she looking
I've
at
got
you?
a fair bit, yeah.
Look, I don't know. I've got a lot of books that I've read. Good to Great. I read Good to Great. That was a good business good business book.
Good to greats.
Yeah.
A lot of self-help books I read as well.
Mm.
Not just Anthony Robbins, but right now I've got a mental block. I can't remember. It's been so long.
But those are great in itself, just because you can imagine the impact it's made on your life in the early days. Just be able to think and open up your mind and what opportunities there are.
It all starts here.
Yeah.
It all starts within, what you think and what you can't. And then it's all about the training. So, as a younger kid, I was actually very shy. So a lot of people probably in my class doesn't even remember who I am because I was a very, very shy kid. And I had to break out of that. And the only way I broke out of that was probably self-help books that helped me after a certain age. I realized, I think that's the key. I realized in myself I had to improve myself. And sometimes you're looking at ways, and I think I was desperate to improve and just to learn how to improve myself. And I read a lot of books. I used to read a book a week, nearly, or sometimes 2 books a week.
Wow.
So if you come to my office, I've got a bit of a book collection of all the books I've read. I mean, but I read all books. So I read business, I read history. I love history as well.
Nice.
I read science, how the brain works. I've got a couple of books on how the brain actually functions.
Science
Emotional Intelligence
Yeah.
by, I think it was Daniel Goleman.
Yeah.
Great book. I think that was one of the keys as well. That's the book I wanted to mention. Emotional Intelligence. I think people are very emotional when they make decisions. And you have to control yourself with your emotions. Being of Turkish background, I think we're highly emotional people.
Yeah.
I think it's in our nature.
Yeah.
And I think you can see in our politics.
Yeah.
Ulash always says, what's wrong with you? You always say that we're highly emotional, but we are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
It's our personality trait.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way we're born and we're raised. So had to learn emotional intelligence.
How do you control the emotions?
Sometimes when I'm in meetings, after the meeting, they say, what are you thinking? I go, why are you asking me that? He goes, I can't tell from your frigging face what you're thinking and what you thought. I said, I'm thinking what I'm thinking.
Don't worry.
So I try and, like, if it's a really important meeting, I try and make it not obvious what I'm thinking. So it all comes from reading these books and learning from them.
And awareness as well.
Awareness.
To realize that there may be some certain character traits that you're deficient in that could. There's nothing wrong with bettering yourself.
I think you just have to keep learning. I don't think there's an age for it. You know, I think I've got a lot to learn still in business. You might think I'm successful, but I don't think I'm successful. I strive to learn. I don't stop. Like, even though I've read probably 1,000 books, I'm still
Learning.
You know, now I'm probably reading more health books, but I'm still trying to learn something always, even in business, because business is changing too. Don't forget, technology is changing, and everything, and the rules of business is changing. So I'm just constantly want to learn. The moment you think you know everything, I think is the moment you either have to get out of business, or you'll start losing.
Yeah, true. You need an awakening.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
We wanted to finish the episode with just the last question. Do you have anything else?
No, go for it.
Yeah, so what we usually ask to finish off the episode is, if you were to look back in everything you've started, would you change anything from the start?
Oh yeah. Well, There's a lot of things you change from the
I
start.
can see your mind is racing right now.
Oh, well, I mean,
What would you
look,
change?
you
Just
can
one-
change, but then
What would you do differently?
I don't know what I'd do differently because I made so many mistakes, but all those mistakes is what taught me. So what led me in the path. So in hindsight, yeah, I'd change it. But then what I learned, I don't know if I'd learn, so maybe I wouldn't change it. Maybe just leave it as it is and just keep moving. Like, I don't think if I had made those mistakes, I wouldn't have learned. Or I wouldn't be in this position right now. So I wouldn't change anything.
What would you do again?
I probably would have become a father earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I love being a dad. I think that's one of the biggest joys. Besides business, I think being a dad is one of the biggest joys in life. Just seeing your kids grow. And I became a dad at 32. But I probably would have become a father at your age. 26, so
Interesting.
I could do more.
Good answer.
That's actually a common answer. Like I start to hear from like older people and say like I wish I had kids earlier. Like it's not a regret, but it's just a nicer thing to think about in terms of health. and
It is.
longevity.
And, you know, once your kids come into your life, you think, wow. You know, and then you can't imagine life without them. You think, wow, you know, life before them was actually empty. Life becomes fulfilled with your kids. So I think if there was one thing I would have changed, probably not business, but I would have liked to have become a dad earlier.
Yeah, that's
So
nice.
that's one thing I would have liked.
What's the one thing that you would do exactly the same?
Everything that I've done, I suppose.
Okay.
Just keep going.
I like you, Ibrahim. I really
Thank
do.
you.
I
Yeah.
really do.
I think there's probably a few Turkish listeners and thinking now like, oh, you should have changed the Fenerbahce, yeah?
Nah. Oh, I think thank God I wasn't
Yeah, of
Fenerbahçe
course.
supporter.
Of course, you're not going to change today. Yeah.
He's Fenerbahçe.
Oh,
He looks sad half the time.
How do you guys get along then?
And he's a St Kilda supporter too.
He's a single.
Yeah. No, but Ibrahim, thank you for coming on. Honestly, you're a admirable person to just be around and just talk to and pick your brain.
Thank you.
We're definitely learning a lot. Inshallah, people are listening. They're learning as much as we have
Well,
this
we hope
episode.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Teşekkür ederim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. It was an absolute pleasure meeting both of you.
Yeah.
I've been watching you guys a fair bit, so
Oh, you
Oh,
have?
thank
so,
you.
yeah.
That means a lot to us.
I have. Well, yeah. After it was recommended,
Nice.
Yeah.
so I'm not very good with certain things, but
So we recommend it. Nice.
yeah. So
That's
yeah,
all right. You
I'm
seems
watching
like you're doing really well on the socials, putting your face out more these days.
it.
So
No worries. Thank you. Thank you.
no, it's good. Inshallah, we'll get you on in the future.
Where can
Great.
they find you, by the way?
Sorry.
Where can they find you? The listeners?
Instagram,
Oh,
YouTube.
on Instagram, the Yogurt Man.
The Yoga Man. Yeah.
So I'm there on Yogurt Man, YouTube. So we'll have a channel coming out soon. So we'll be interviewing. So I'm the interviewer in these. So I'll be interviewing people that I've been doing business with for a long time. Sort of giving back to our customers and suppliers, and seeing who they are and their stories and where they're from.
Nice.
So we'll have a YouTube channel on the Yogurt Man soon as well, and maybe on TikTok as well.
Nice.
Inshallah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Inshallah.
We'll definitely be supporting from afar and obviously promoting online, inshallah, when it starts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and we'll see you in the next one.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.